everyone, this is Jurgita with Magic Fun Crafts, and we're starting week 4 of the game, 3 months to the finish line. So it's October 19th afternoon, and I just finished uploading my previous week results. And to compare, so these are the 6 main whips that I'm working. If you're first timer here, welcome. I hope you enjoy, and if you want to join the game also, I have a hashtag that's called the same, 3 months to the finish line. And the work that we do, or I at least try to do here, is the main reason for this game, I should say, is to either finish some things until the new year, or push towards the finish line a little bit more faster. So this ornament and this Baron bat is in my plans to finish it. It has to be finished by the end of the year, and I was hoping to finish this by the end of the year too, and this is the biggest of all 6 whips, and I just wanted to push further in with the completion because it's one of my oldest whips. So since I have so many babs, I wanted one of them to get closer to the finish line. So I'm playing my game with what do you call that? Dice, not a cube. I wanted to say cube. I don't know why. And it fell on number 3. And again, seems like the dice really likes the Christmas wreath. That's under my number 3 marked. And this is the week we start. As you see, last week was also several at least times, and previously stitched too. So I checked and I wrote down that I'm starting this week with 83.58% done, and that's including all the back stitching and things that needed to be done. So this is the picture. It's author's name, design name, Jurgita, and I think you could find her on Etsy too. So I bought it a while back, and I'll show you what is going to be my starting point. So I still kept it on my Q-snap, and this is where I am right now. So just been before filling in all the parts, and there's going to be more. As you can see, there's more space here to fill in. Loose threads are for some of the back stitching that I've started to do before that, and just stopped because not everything was filled in. Not all the stitches were filled in, because if you've stitched before any of like Russian designers, they have full stitches with 1 or 2 threads, sometimes even 3 could be, half stitches the same way, and lots of blends, and of course lots of the back stitching. But the back stitching is what brings out the picture, just sort of like a dimensions kits if you stitched them before. So as you can see, I've been trying to fill in back stitching as I go, so all the top up to here is filled in. And I don't know, I might finish some parts and start adding some back stitching, because I don't want to leave that for the very end, like for a full thing. So my game rule is for first 2, I'm adding 500 stitches only as a minimum, and for the rest of them would be at least 1,000 stitches. So that could take me a couple days or a little bit more, depends on how much I can stitch in a day. So you'll see after I add to this at least 1,000 stitches. And it's already Tuesday afternoon, and I added about 1,005 stitches. And that involved also back stitching. So as you can see, some already starting doing it. Then I stopped because there was nothing to cover with the back stitching. So then I decided to go in with the 1 thread that needed to be stitched full and half stitches, and just went all the way to the bottom. So that's the bottom of the pattern. And if you wanna like a compare side to side, you can see this branch is already done. So a little bit of that leaf still left on the bottom and some in here, and it's filling up. All of the back stitching with those 2 threads are finished in here, so I'm happy. And also I worked until now on my George, and I finished page 58, so that's exciting too. I just want to continue with George. I want to finish that row quicker. So anyway, I have it all marked down, and it's Tuesday, and we're gonna roll our next numbers. So we're gonna see which one of these 6 is gonna pop out. I also just received this morning the back stitching pattern layout for my October little dragons, so I'm hoping to do that sometime by the end of this week. We'll see when and what our roll is gonna be like. Bouncing. Number 3. I think this read somebody either cursed or put under big wish, so I finish much faster. Anyway, okay, so I'm just gonna continue again with this piece, and I might finish all the stitching first to leave just the back stitching, or don't know, but we'll see. So that's what I'm gonna continue, I guess. And it's already Friday, before lunchtime. I know I've finished this earlier, like night before yesterday, but I've been working on my George. I have like a second wind because I'm getting super close to the end of the row, so that's very exciting. And I think if I try, I can even finish by this weekend, so that's very exciting to do. So that's why I kind of did not roll new dice, because George is screaming at me, finish that row finally. It will be 6th row out of almost 10th. So I've worked, sorry, I had to pause, family interruptions. So anyway, I've decided to stop with doing my crosses and then concentrate more on the back stitching. And as you can see, I'm sure you can tell all that I've done. So most of it I've done with my 310, so you can see that a little bit more than, for example, light green over light green threads, right? So I've done a lot of the back stitching, and it's still not done, still quite few colors left. I think 310 is fully done, but there's maybe 5 more colors left to do back stitching. So I went all the way to the bottom, and according to my calculations, I've done 1007 total stitches. Actually, I've decided to calculate for this work, not for my magical school back stitching. Each stick in the fabric, instead of like a half stitch, it was like a full, because by my calculations, my back stitching is taking much longer than to do half stitch, because for one thing, it's just a calculation where to go, like to skip, and then some of the stitches had to go in the middle of the cross or halfway down, and then I was trying to sort of like stab in the middle of my previous stitch when I was coming back, so the lines would be a little bit more smoother and you wouldn't see like separate sausage sort of links in between. So all of that takes me more than doing the half stitch, even when you're trying to fill in the spots, like, you know, skipping some stuff. So for my game, I've decided to count that as a full stitch. So not a lot left. I think I might another time fully done with it if I push a little bit more than that 1000 stitches. I don't know, but we're still in October, and you can tell by the design. So these are the bottom branches, and I still have to do this big sticking branch, but overall is all of the crosses are getting to the end of it. So it's very, very exciting to do. But I'm really wanted to put this aside because in the past few days, as you see, I had this week worked on that. I started last week also a couple of times in a row. I've been working on this, and I know you guys saying you have a few of the favorites, which I think the top three that you want me to work was these number 4, 5, and 6. Those were your favorite whips of mine so far. So, and I don't know which one I would want to work next, but definitely not the wreath. I know it's also getting close to the finish, same as those three that I might put in one sweep, finish each of them, but I think you know that once I get very close to the finish, I just don't want to finish it. I think I'm a more process girl than a finish, because I know once I'm done, then it's gonna be sitting on the sides and waiting until I push myself to do FFOing, which is seems like it's not enough time for me to do that and spend on it. I just want to stitch, stitch, stitch. But anyway, so shall we see what we gonna pick next? And after that, I'll show you what I've done with my monthly dragon. So I have my dice, and we still, till the weekend, we still have time. And number 5, yay, dragon. It's been a while, and nice bigger count fabric. Well, not a bigger fabric is gonna be with bigger holes and bigger size. Nice bright colors also. So that's exciting to do on this dragon. I'll pull it out to show you my starting point. And it's this one. So I know it's been a while since I stitched on my dragon pillow, and I'm planning to finish this in next year sometime. So I probably just gonna continue concentrating on the wing. As you can see by the picture, there's the wing, and I just probably gonna be filling up where the wing connects to the body to work on that. And what's great about this project is there's no back stitching in this, so I can like totally relax with this and just put the regular crosses. And again, it's on an 11 count sort of creamy Aida 4 over 1 full stitch. So it's fairly soft fabric, even like in the Q snaps, it still keeps that softness in it. So my only wish was just to have a little bit longer threads to stitch, because it seems like you're just starting into it and the threads end, and it's 4 of them, so you cannot fold 2 of them in half and do the loop start. So that's the only like negative part so far I've seen in this project, and I know a lot of you have this as one of your top favorites, and I think I totally understand. So this is where I'm starting, and I'm gonna show you also what else I worked besides George. And it's this little guy. As you can see, I finished all the back stitching. It's all done. I haven't taken yet a picture of it to post to designer, so I could get the soon new month pattern. I haven't seen yet what November is gonna look like, but it's probably something with the fall also, right? One of you wrote in the comments that it was interesting to see before the back stitching what I thought it will look like, because I really try not to see a finished picture, because I want it to be like a surprise. I'm not really liking right now how the light color back stitching went in there, but I think after ironing it and stuffing it, it would smooth out. But these yellow colors look a little bit too bright for me. Somehow I thought it's like bright as the sun. Moons usually don't have those kind of color palettes for it, but it is a moon, because you can tell the night sky. There's just a few colors was for the back stitching, and like you can tell, some of the parts were with the 2 threads, some with the 1, and the same with the light colors. Like you can see, it's like sparkling stars shining, and that's a cat. You can tell a cat because of the back stitching. Before I couldn't tell, and these things I thought maybe some kind of also branch or something, but turns out there are bats with some bat ears like pointing out, and some clouds. So the French knots were not hard to do at all. Just to concentrate and thread them through and make sure it doesn't pull out, or like a connection that would be strong enough, because I did not want to have very long drawings in the back, like moving from one to another. So I was finishing up and then starting a new one over there kind of thing, even though it doesn't it's not gonna shine all the way through. So I think that's, I haven't checked yet, but I think that's the first ornament that was with the full stitches, no half stitches in here. There were of course 1/4 and 3/4 stitching, but no halves. So that's what October looks like, all done, and it's exciting because Halloween hasn't started yet, and I can maybe frame it and display it some sort of way without cutting it out for my Halloween this year. And that's all done. There are other choices that you could have, like looking like an ornament, so it's outlined with little nub that you also have to stitch, that looking like an ornament, and there's a tag with the month name. I did not want any of that. I thought it was unnecessary, so decided to leave it like that. So have to take a picture and send it to designer, so I can eagerly wait then for November part to show up, at least the thread colors. So that's what I worked on besides George, and I think I'll show you George maybe once I finish the row, so I can brag about it. So anyway, that's my little dragon, and that's my big dragon, and they both have purplish colors in it, and the wings. So this is where I'm gonna continue, and I'm sure I can put in those stitches before the weekend. So it's not gonna be many projects worked on this weekend, but at least from my 6 that on the list. And you can hear my dog's nails clipping. He's seeing something out the window. So this is where I'm gonna stop, and next you'll see me with more stitches put in. And this is Sunday already afternoon, so I finished this fairly early. What was it, yesterday morning, but I'll show you why I did not film it. So just kept, as you see, I kept filling in and even started going a little bit more on the sides, and I've already marked that I finished Dragon Pillow 1265 stitches. So it was really relaxation to do this one, and I think I'm gonna wrap up this week with this roll. I'll roll for the next week in a minute, but I'll show you why I was not rolling something new again to finish off the weekend in about a second. And it's because of this. As you can see, I unrolled it, and guys, I finished the row 6, so it's almost 64% done, but it's a row 6 out of like 9.5 rows. 10th row is not full, but this is what the whole thing unrolled is. So there's still a little bit left, and my pattern ends where I have a marked right here. I hope the camera is not shaking too much, but that's what my piece of sky of George looks like. Somehow with all the tight stitching, it got a little bit wavy here, but I'm sure washing and ironing is gonna help enough. So that's what it looks like right now, and I think I marked this part. I'll have to check from beginning of October maybe. So that's a lot, and I'm a little bit tired of this, but I wanted to finish it. I stitched yesterday on my anniversary eve, wedding anniversary eve, and because I really wanted to finish it. And oops, sorry, just a little bit, tiny bit was left, like under 200 stitches to do this morning. So I wanted to finish stitching this to show you guys what my sky piece looks like, or as I call it nicely, my blob. So next I'm gonna have to roll it back and start the row 7, but it's not gonna happen right away because I'm gonna grab something else. And that's gonna be this King's Fairy Tale by Lithuanian painter Čiurlionis. And this, let me move the light maybe over it. This is gonna be my starting point. So as you can see, according to picture, it's just a little bit of this guy's crown is shown right here, and I'm in this area, and the whole width is gonna be till what, about like somewhere here. So it's not a lot of it done. I started this year in April, and this is gonna be what I'm working on. Gonna be working hopefully at least today and maybe a little bit into tomorrow, because I joined one sale where we don't have a specific amount to stitch, but I want to put a little bit dent in it. So I think I'm just gonna continue filling in here, and so that's what I'm gonna be working on. And I'll roll also my dice in a second, so give me switch time. And I decided to roll on my dragons, and oops, this is what fell, number 5. That's what I'm gonna start in the next week. And then number 5, guess what, it's back to the dragon. So it seems like a dragon is gonna be starting off next week, not Christmas wreath, so that's fine too. So you'll see my beginning once I start this, but that's what it's gonna be like right now. So I'm so far very happy with this past week. I did quite a bit in the Christmas tree, so maybe 1 or 2 times left. I did some in the pillow. I finished, well, 1 full and yeah, 2 and a little bit pages in George finished. I finished my monthly ornament, and that's, I think it's good enough for me. So that's where I'm gonna leave you. And what do you think, guys? How did I do this week? You think I did well? So until the next week, this was Jurgita, and don't forget to click like, subscribe if you haven't done that yet, and I'll be happy to see comments. Bye.